Living daily in reality means living as a lucky child of a loving Father. That's really who you are. The most reliable information we have about our origins is from the collection of history books known as biblia, or the books in Greek. The Bible, based on thousands of ancient Greek manuscripts from the period of time when the events occurred, records the life of the human being who is the only Son of our Creator. Look back yourself at the first 6 segments of this series and examine there the facts on which this explanation of reality is based. This only Son of our Creator demonstrated by his own life and character that our Creator is indeed a loving Father who made you as part of his only Son. His plan for you is that his only Son would live in you and fill the earth with the peace and love that he and you receive from our Father. He intended that you would get up each day, look up at your dear Father, and realize you had before you a wonderful day in your Father's world. Your heart would rise in joy at the thought of all the things he had planned for you to do, knowing that they were natural because you had been given the appropriate abilities and interests. As the day progressed, you would find the particular job enabled you to buy the clothes and food that you needed, and your interaction with your co-workers fulfilled your own love which you gave and received. So your happiness and contentment were complete as the day progressed. This was the way prepared for us as we daily filled the world with the generosity and peace of our Creator. We struck oil from the ground through the balanced knowledge we developed of the earth as our unimpaired minds worked in concert with our peaceful relationship with our Maker. So our balanced emotions and active wills avoided the strain and pressure of competing with others, and we enjoyed the delights of abilities mutually exercised to each other's satisfaction. Instead of this reality, we have lived in the unreality that there is no loving Father who has put his Son's Spirit within us. We pretend we're on our own and have to wrest from the world and other people whatever happiness we can. Our lives are often dominated by our struggle to fulfill our needs, and our very personalities have become so dependent on the world and our circumstances that we have no happiness that comes from our Maker's friendship. Our happiness or satisfaction with what happens to us is spoiled by someone's dislike or critical comments, or can be spoiled by our loss of a job or car trouble, by our disagreements at home or our disappointments at work. Even when we think there may be a Creator somewhere, we find it impossible to look up to him or to believe that. But our Maker knew all this. So right from the beginning, he determined he would put up with it, to give us the chance to come to our senses. That's why he made us inside his own Son, allowed all our autonomous lives to play out in him, and he bore the consequences of that. Then he remade us and raised us up in his Son, so that his original plan could be fulfilled. That's what he explained when he wrote through a man called Paul in the 1st century, who wrote, God, who is rich in mercy, out of the great love with which he has loved us, even when we were yet sinners, made us alive in Christ Jesus, and raised us up with him, and made us sit with him in the heavenly places, that in the coming ages, these ages, He might show forth the riches of his grace and kindness towards us in Christ Jesus. For we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which he has prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Why can't you just start living like that? Because your own personality is warped out of shape and corrupted by the life you've lived so far. Only your original Maker can change that. And this is what he did in his own Son. In the timeless world that Einstein and modern physicists posit, only our Maker can actualize in time what he wrote in eternity. But the moment you are willing to look to him for your happiness and die in him to the lie that good circumstances will make you happy, at that moment he will actualize in you the real happiness of his only Son.